Yeah, thank you for the warm welcome. So please come in. This is yet another AI talk. Yes, this is true, but I hope you can get some inspiration out of it. So I will take you on a journey and will show you how we deal at Pimcore with autonomous agents and what we do about it. And maybe it gives you some inspiration how you can use it in your business or how it can change your business model in the end. So let's start right away. Maybe we don't need the full 90 minutes, but I hope that's also fine for you. It depends a bit on how much discussion is then there up in the end. So this does not work, obviously. Yeah, okay. So quick agenda. So I give you a little introduction about me, about Pimcore. No, I won't sell you anything. I don't have the aspiration to sell Pimcore anything. I will show how we use AI in our context. Some wise guy told me once, so Jurij, expectation management is happiness. So you directly at the beginning, you know what to expect from this talk. And so if it does not interest you, you can feel free to join also another talk. I won't take it personal, yeah? Then I'm setting a bit the stage for the whole AI thing and give you not only my view, but why I think that the whole topic of artificial intelligence is more than just a hype. Yeah, it's like a technological wave, and I give you reasons for that. Then I give you some implications for our industry. And then I give you a live showcase. I hope everything works. So last night I had a bit of issues with OpenAI and their service, but let's see how it goes on. So, but it's live and it's actually something, it's not staged or anything, yeah? So this is obviously me. So different classes, same haircut. I work in services or digital services for more than 10 years now. Everything started at Siemens a long while back, which was quite a different business, more like digitalizing factories on the shop floor and stuff like that. And for the last couple of years, I worked at Atlantic, implementing mostly large e-commerce platforms, also working together a lot with NFQ, also had some teams here over in Vietnam. And since December, I joined Pimcore as principal of applied AI, and working on this project, I will showcase to you. So, in a nutshell, what is Pimcore? As the name maybe implicates, the basis of Pimcore is really a PIM system, so product information management. So it's on the first hand, a pretty boring topic. It's just data management. You have kind of a big database where you can enter your product information. But what is a bit unique about Pimcore is it combines like this data management aspect and kind of an experience management aspect. So you can do websites with it. You can do content management. You can do commerce. So it's very, very flexible. We have even some clients which do web to print with this system. Yeah, so you can customize it in every way, and yes, it's open source. Yeah, you can get the source code and deploy it and use it. Yeah? Yes, we have enterprise license, but different topic. Just that you have an idea about the ecosystem because it's kind of important for later on. Hi, please come in. So, as you see, we have more than 100,000 installations worldwide. Yeah, how do we know that? Because it's open source and we have kind of a home call. So we know how many installations we have in more than 60 countries. And we had a lot of solution partners. So it's a big installation base, but Pimcore as such, we are a small team, around 60 people. So it's tiny and yeah, but we push it. So the expectation part. So what can you expect? So at first I give you reasons to believe at least that AI is really a technological wave that will change fundamentally not also our lives, but also the business we are doing at this very moment. Then I will show you later in a demo how multi-agents can transform the digital services business, also when you develop a product or you have a product company, how that can change you or how you can adapt or build new business models based on this idea or the abilities of these agents. I hope I can give you some inspiration and you take something with you and think about it over the next few days, what you can do with it. And yes, you get a live demo, how we deal with it at Pimcore. And I'm sorry, this is not a tech talk, so I don't talk to you about how we built it or how it's done. We can do that afterwards because I'm also the architect of this platform, but this is not the purpose of this call. Yeah. Then let's start right into. So all of you know that kind of technological developments have always lead to kind of upheavals. Yeah? So they changed lives or the society completely. But what we see with these developments is, so like even if it's like steam power, electricity, the internet, or now AI, that these cycles come in even shorter periods of time. So like in the beginning here, 60 years, and now we are already with 40 years. So these cycles are getting shorter and shorter. So I don't know what this means for the current wave, which is there, but is it 20 years or is it even less? So changes are getting faster, and with that you always see that our productivity levels are increasing. So let's only take the internet. All of us won't be here sitting in this room or haven't founded the companies we have without this magical thing, which is called internet, and it's like, it's part of our daily lives. We don't think about that as much anymore. Yeah? It's just there. We are sitting here in this room. I have Wi-Fi, I have a nice presentation, all the technology. We are just living with it. It's part of our lives. But just to get a better feeling for that, when you look back only, 80 years meanwhile, in Germany, the kitchen pretty much looked like that. So there was not even electrical heating or something like that. So it was not common. Yeah, but nowadays, I don't know. Will we cook for ourselves in 10 years' time? We don't know. So our refrigerators have Wi-Fi. They can order food when the fridge is getting empty and all of that. So it changed completely in a relatively short period of time compared to what we have seen in the past. So this is interesting, so to speak. And always have technological innovations implied a change of market leaders. So, I mean, everybody knows that big grocery chain from the US was once the most valuable food trading company in the world, I think, but this isn't the case anymore. So everybody knows that guy. So this is the most valuable company meanwhile, and this only because the internet appeared somehow. So it's a technological change which had the consequence that markets are changing. Yeah? This is always true, no matter which period of time you look. I mean, take the iPhone as a technological innovation, so still talking about Nokia, so you are not, right? So it changes something. But when you look at the pace, how these innovations are happening, and especially in the field of AI, you see, I mean, you probably have a newsletter in your inbox and monitor these developments a bit. So it's like crazy. Every day, new tools are popping up, new models are popping up. I mean, this video I created was a one-line prompt with a Chinese LLM called Qwen, and it competes meanwhile with Pixar in no time. So, and this happens like daily. I mean, we have conversational agents, can generate videos, we have voice agents, we have like these multimodal models which can do all sorts of tasks, and the development it's crazy fast. Yeah? Why is that so? Everybody in this room heard already about Moore's law? Yeah, you have. Lars is smiling. So what Moore's law basically says is when you have a chip, and every year the transistors of this chip double in the number or in the quantity with only a minimal cost increase. So computational power means so it's getting more and more in kind of an exponential way, and it costs less. Yeah? So this is basically what this says. So when we paint a graph on that, so back to school, so it looks pretty much like that. Yeah? So this is how it goes, but the human brain is not that good in dealing with this exponential function. So we again go back to school and we do that. So this is the logarithmic function of that, and you see, okay, it increases, but then this axis is not proportional anymore. Yeah, it's basically still that function, but on a different scale, so to speak. I'm doing that because this is getting important when we talk about the same aspect when it comes to the capabilities of AI. So how do you think does that graph look for the performance and the capabilities of AI, how this develops? Any idea? Thought about that? The same?
Steeper.
Steeper? So, coming to that, okay. Just to give you a better imagination, I don't know, when did the NASA send some guys to the moon? When was it? Exact year, I don't know it. But back then, so they used a computer, which was the size of a typical average German living room, I would say. Like a room like not that big as here, but almost as this. And it costs a couple of $1 million. And today, each and every one of us has a phone in their pocket at the price of, I don't know, whatever model you have, between 300 and 1,200 bucks, pretty much. But this little phone has 1,000 times the computational power of this thing the NASA had back in the days. And this is just 70 to 80 years in between. But when we look at the same graph for AI, so it's getting steeper, and it's kind of what the NVIDIA CEO describes as kind of hyper Moore's law. So the developments in AI are much, much faster. This is like an insane development. But I have to say, so it's called Moore's law, but it's not like scientifically proven. Yeah, it's just something people say that this is roughly the case. This number is also, it's kind of backed up by some research from Stanford, so it's not something in my head, on my imagination, or what I think. Some people who are doing research about the developments in AI. So, but in the end, what does that mean for us? Before we get to this point, I just want to give you some reason to believe that this is true, that hyper Moore's law actually is the case. I mean, I don't know if you have read the news. So this is the company by Elon Musk, and they built this new data center for their LLM models they want to develop in only just 102 days. And this has like currently, I think, 100,000 GPUs. And these developments are happening all over, not only with XAI, but OpenAI, Meta. So the computational power which is used to develop artificial intelligence is increasing like crazy. Huh? This is the message I want to transform. So when you look at this graph again, so I'm talking about this one, where do you think where we stand on that graph currently? Any idea where we are? More in the beginning or at the end? No idea?
The beginning.
The beginning. So I would say roughly about here. So this is something like, I don't know, it's maybe a bad comparison, but when you take a tsunami as a thing, so this is like when the water is just going back. So I miss the imagination where this leads us, what this brings. But all I would say, okay, we need to be prepared for something. And this is not, there's a new iPhone or something. This is like a fundamental change which is coming along. Also with big, big risks, but I won't talk about that. But if you are interested in that, there's a guy.
I just want to add, my talk in the afternoon, I talk exactly about where this leads and what are the dangers.
Perfect. But anyhow, if you are interested in that, I also have the book with me. I don't know, you know that guy, Mustafa Suleyman. He wrote a book, The Coming Wave, which talks a lot about the dangers of AI and stuff like that, and where it can lead us. Or you just listen to the talk of Lars, and you don't need to buy the book. But it's very, very, very interesting. This is the guy. He's, I think, the CEO of Microsoft's AI part or something. And what he predicts is that already this year, that AI agents can function as entrepreneurs. So this means they even have the potential to found a company, to do business on their own, already this year. So if this is going to be true, we will see, but I would say at least in a couple of years, this will be true. Yeah? And he predicts that, so as I said, these agents are able to manage like end-to-end processes. So generating video content and optimizing also the model behind it, how visitors come to that site, optimizing Google AdWords and all of that stuff. So they can do it. Yeah? So this is not something which you have to imagine. This is already starting. And there are some very, very recent developments also with the big players which give you reason to believe so. I am not saying that you need to be afraid or get panicked or something, but it holds true that for the business model, so for all of us, we have to be prepared, but most likely in a few years' time, all our business models won't be the same because everything, so like this typical knowledge work, a lot of people do like us when we work in services, this will change because a lot of this work will be done by these guys. And this is like, I don't know, I'm missing the imagination, but I'm happy to talk about it where it leads us. Yeah? So, hopefully, I set the stage properly. We are in the middle of a kind of technological wave or AI revolution or however you want to call it. So, but what can I or what can you do about it? Yeah, so obviously there are a lot of things you can do about it. But I want to talk to you about agentic AI. So these autonomous agents just mentioned in the slide before, and what can you do about it? So what is an autonomous agent? So when you want to do travel planning, I know Ulrich is doing it every day, but already nowadays I can build my own autonomous agent, which I can tell, hey, I want to fly to, I don't know, Saigon, Ho Chi Minh. Please plan it to me. I want, I don't know, 4-star hotel. I want to get safe to the airport. I need a taxi from the airport to my hotel, and please make sure that my family arrives safe with me. So the agent does some research, gives me some suggestions, and then I say, oh no, I don't like that hotel. Please look up for another one. He looks not only at Booking, he goes to Airbnb and wherever he wants to go and gives me some suggestions. And then what the interesting thing is, so I can say, okay, I like it, please book it. And then he just booked the whole journey for me. This is already possible today. You can take some of these low-code tools like Langflow or others and just build it. So these are not perfect. Not saying this is just perfect, but it works. So
there is tools already that can do that.
Yeah.
With a complete set travel offices use this actually, but it's an AI tool.
Yeah.
They even react on mails, and actually they had to set it to 15 minutes delay time because it could react almost in real time.
Yeah.
They react on, even if the client decides, oh, this is not exactly what I want a bit more here and here, they react on the email, so you don't have to do anything. Travel offices use this meanwhile, some of them who don't know their job actually, really. But it's handling the client itself. There's a lot of things it's not capable of, especially in flight things, but for a normal journey, let's say, I want to make with my family a holiday in Mallorca for 5 days. We are 2 adults, 2 child, should have water slides and a good breakfast. They get offers fully, so no one has to work on it.
Yeah.
It's definitely possible.
Yeah, I just want to point out everyone in this room can build this on its own. So like a simple one, not this perfect agent which are used in business, but it's perfectly doable nowadays. And when you look at the trends, so this is something which is published by Gartner every year, and they make kind of a trend line about trends in the AI field and other industries. Then you can see that currently these autonomous agents are, among other topics, ranked as an innovation trigger. So the peak is expected at, I don't know, it's a black dot, like in 5 to 10 years. So now would be like, according to Gartner, the right moment maybe to jump on that trend and use it for you. As you see this little line here, so even the business with these agents will definitely grow massively, or is expected to grow massively. And yeah, once again said, so they make decisions for you and they really execute tasks. So this is different just to say, please ChatGPT answer me to that. So it's not just conversations, they really execute and they reason for themselves. Yeah, this is completely different than just using ChatGPT or creating a video with some kind of LLM. Yeah, this is a different kind of thing. And what helps with these, jumping over that's not so important, with these developments is, so these are 2 of the big players in the LLM development field, so like Anthropic and OpenAI. They just recently released something, especially Anthropic, which is called the MCP protocol. And this is basically a standard protocol how any LLM can connect or use any tool out there. So it's, meanwhile, there's a huge ecosystem of about more than 100 so-called MCP servers, which enable any LLM to talk to any tool out there. And this will grow, I don't know, like crazy. So they released it late November last year, and already now you have more than 1 million accessible tools for an LLM. So you should definitely check that out. I don't know what OpenAI is doing. They have something work with apps, and function calling, but this is not quite as open, as good as Anthropic system. But I think they definitely will release something which goes into the same direction to open up the ecosystem that their LLMs are capable of more than they are today. I already explained it. So how does the Model Context Protocol work? So you have like your chat interface. In this case, it's Claude from Anthropic. And there's kind of a middleware like this MCP protocol, which introduces a standard. And everyone who runs a software or Google or Puppeteer, when you go more technical, you can provide an MCP server so that this LLM can seamlessly use these tooling and execute whatever you want to do. So what does that mean? So when you are a developer and you code something and you make changes to your code and you save it, then this LLM automatically asks you, oh, I see you made changes in your code. Should I test it? Should I run it and deploy it to GitHub, write a commit message, do a PR, everything? And it asks you every time during each step, is this fine? And it just runs through. So it's a massive time saver. And it can fix also errors for you. Yeah. So, and this is not only relevant for coding purposes. Huh? But there's a caveat to these agents. They are not perfect yet, or they make, as we as humans, they are prone to failure. So currently, they are still relatively static and can execute simple tasks. So when you have these more complex agents like Ulrich was mentioning, they're usually a lot of smaller tasks kind of chained together. Yeah? So it's pretty cumbersome to create these agents still, and they require usually at least a bit of supervision depending on how complex the task is you want to solve. And you need to bridge the gap until the agents are in a state where they can execute these complex tasks all on their own. And that's why usually people talk in this relation about something like the human in the loop. So whenever the LLM is not sure what to do next, so he gives you a ping and asks, so what should I do? I'm not sure. I need your input. Okay. That's basically it from the theory. So I want to present you our case at Pimcore and how we deal with these autonomous agents, or where we believe it goes. Yeah? When we look at a Pimcore project, it's a typical software project. Usually, they are quite complex to implement because it's not a SaaS product like, I don't know, ClickUp or Slack. You just click. So there's more than, usually there's a long sales process involved, and then there's even a longer requirements and conceptual phase. You have to do some workshops, define a data model. Then there are developers coming in, they are customizing the system, and then it gets deployed. And I mean, usually at least 3 months is a project cycle for smaller ones, but can take up to 1 year until the project goes live. So this is a kind of a very, very long time for some clients. And yes, sure, it costs a lot of money usually because a lot of time is invested. And when you run a digital agency, the model still is usually time for money. So agencies are interested in selling big projects because then they can book a lot of time in it and write big invoices. Yeah? So this is still okay. That's the business we are all in. But the thing is, with smaller clients or engagements, this is difficult because they more expect something like a SaaS product. So why do I need to spend 20,000 on workshops and conception and stuff, and I don't even have a product live I can use, yeah? for the smaller clients. Yeah? So the case for us is we get a lot of inquiries via our website. With just one sentence, I have, 200,000 products to manage. Can you do that? And then they click and we get this lead in our system. And they probably send this same message to all the other vendors in the software landscape. So like Akineo and whoever is out there who does PIM. And what happens now is we are a small team, 4 salespeople or 5. And what now happens is nobody looks at these leads because they are simply not interesting. So, okay, there's just one sentence. I have to do research about the company, who's writing me, is this our target industry, and all of that. So they're just lying there. And for the partner, it's the same. They don't see their big business, so nobody wants to do that project. Yeah, and these type of customers I mentioned. They want to start fast. So they want the system they can work with and not okay, we need to do an enterprise IT project. There are still a lot of customers out there who don't have any PIM system. They use Excel sheets or whatever to manage their product data, or have their product data in their shop system. Yeah? But this is usually a pain with clients. And we ask ourselves, okay, how can we change that? Because in the end, when you look at these PIM projects, yes, every client or any other digital project, do commerce, do CMS. Yes, every client is different, but in the end, 80% of these projects are more or less the same. They follow the same structure, the same project plan. Can't we use agents to deliver these kinds of projects and already start at the very beginning how we qualify those leads? Yeah, so this was the idea. And we have really the ambition to make the complete project lifecycle, so until go live, not then the customization things, completely automated at some point in time, because then these projects are getting also attractive for partners because they get a system they can customize, which is already live and there. So there's less risk and they can just do kind of time and material. Yeah, so it's attractive and you can hand over these clients. So there's no effort to win these clients, do pitches or anything. Yeah, so or do any fixed price project often, like in the beginning. Yeah, so this is our case, and I can now present you what we have done or what we try to achieve. So what I will show you is a purely internal tool. So this is nothing we will sell or so, and it's currently at a very early stage. Yeah, it's an MVP, so it doesn't look very shiny or pretty, and maybe it has some failures, but I'm willing to show you that. Because it is enormous. We built that with one colleague. I built it in 6 weeks' time. Yeah, so just want to show you it's not out of the world, so you can do that if you know how to build it. We set out these autonomous agents should do especially one thing: qualify those leads. So we want to know when we get an inquiry, is this worth targeting or not? They should make appointments with the clients autonomously via voice. So we want to really call them because this is, from our point of view, the better option instead of like sending a client, here's my Calendly link, book into it. So usually people don't do that much. And we want to like pre-build all this information we get for the leads. So nobody has to go there to the internet, research the company, industry, and everything. And we also want to build out like outstanding customer demos when we have then hopefully a sales call with them. So this means usually when you want to purchase a software and have a demo with the vendor, you get their standard demo with their standard data set. So when I sell electronics, it could be possible that I get a demo where they have car data or whatever in it, so which has no relation at all to your business. And what we want to do is like, when you have the demo, there's already your data in the system we can show you, and after the demo, you can just like, okay, I can start right away using the system because it's already built. Huh? This is the idea. Then we say, okay, these agents are not perfect yet. We need this human-in-the-loop approach and build it into the system. And we want to have some business impact with that in the end. Okay, we want to qualify our leads automatically. We want to win more projects with this approach. And we want to hopefully deliver these projects faster. And in the end, if this approach works, you can even think about like different business models, because usually when you sell a software, you have a license and then comes service fee on top, and it's pretty complicated. And this enables us to do a completely different approach. So let's jump right into it. So you see, this looks not so pretty. This is exactly the form you find on our website, but it's not actually live on our website. I just used that to rebuild it and show that. So now the client goes there and enters all the information. I need to... Where's my mouse? Not here, obviously. So we go through that process. So what usually happens, so I picked somebody randomly. I don't know the guy, yeah? So could be a potential client. I looked him up on the internet because I know we have similar clients in the furniture industry. So I like nice kitchens, so I picked a senior product manager from Bulthaupt. Might be the guy who is interested in purchasing a PIM system. And his name is Christian Küster. So, oops. Let's see if I just enter an email. I don't know his email address, to be honest, so he won't get any email or anything. Yeah, so I'm sure of that.
Greetings from Vietnam.
We see you.
So let's see. I enter my phone number. Yeah. So this would be fancy if this guy I'm connected. Yeah. I will enter my phone number because the very reason is so when I enter the phone number, I send this form, I get a call from our AI agent, and the whole purpose of this agent is not to sell you anything. It just should make an appointment with you. And that's the whole purpose. And yes, it can answer questions about Pimcore when you have some. Yeah? So that's the whole purpose. Yeah? Very tiny little job. So let's senior product manager, I think. Then I say, okay, whatever. I need to manage 10,000 products with PIM system. Oh, so let's see if it works. Yesterday I had a bit of problems, as I mentioned.
Click on my back.
Yeah, this doesn't matter.
Anyways, okay.
Yeah, this is just an MVP, as I said. Yeah, so it could be the case that this does not work because yesterday I had ESC, so I get a phone call. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm trying.
Your AI account executive from Pimcore. I've seen you completed our form on the website about using Pimcore as your data management solution. That's correct.
Yes, that's correct.
Great. Pimcore is unique because it combines data and experience management, which can really streamline. Exactly. Experience management is all about creating seamless and personalized interactions for your customers. Pimcore helps you manage both data and customer experiences in one platform, making it easier to deliver exceptional service. Would you like to dive deeper into how this could benefit your business?
No, but I want to schedule a demo meeting with you.
Sure thing. Let's get that demo meeting scheduled. Does Thursday, February 27th at either 10 a.m. or 1 p.m. work for you? If not, we can look at Friday's availability.
10 a.m. sounds perfect.
Please wait a moment while I book your meeting. Your demo meeting is all set for Thursday, February 27th at 10 a.m. You'll receive a confirmation email with the details and a link to join the meeting. If you need to reschedule, just use the link in your email. Looking forward to showing you what Pimcore can do.
Okay, I end this call now. But
I'm just wondering, let's say for me, I'm in Asia, I fill out the form. Which time zone are we talking about?
yeah, it is as intelligent that it can relate your phone number, so your company code, to the right time zone. So this is possible. You see, so this is not perfect yet, so we have to adjust the prompt and anything, but it's directly linked to our calendars. It will now send me, you see, I got an SMS with the confirmation about the meeting, and I can reschedule it if I want to. So it basically works. I have an appointment in my calendar, and I can reschedule it. Yeah?
Can we customize and skip all the central and go directly to book the appointment?
Yes, you can customize the prompt, so you can make it very precise and don't offer anything else.
So let's say it's a form, book an appointment, and it starts when they answer. You skip all this promotional.
Yeah, this only happened because I didn't switch off my microphone and some sound came in, so it's very sensitive. I'm sorry for that. Usually you say, hey, I want a demo, and then it directly schedules it. Yeah. But the thing is, you can extend these agents. You can add a knowledge base, what we did. So it has all the knowledge about Pimcore. So you can create a different agent. You can say, okay, I can call, I want to know about the functionality of Pimcore, like very in the details, and it can answer you all of that. Yeah. And so finish this up. What we even do is, so we differentiate regional. So in the DACH region where we are mainly active, so people are still a bit reluctant to these AI calls and stuff like that. So there we not directly call the client. This is what we do in the North American region. There we offer, here's a phone number. You can call our AI agent to schedule a meeting. So it's then the other way around.
If you click call me back, it changed all the process.
Not yet, but yes, this should be the case. This is, as I mentioned, the form one-on-one as you currently find it on our website. But this call me back checkbox currently does not have any function for our demo. Yeah. So this is, but yes, you can change all the logic. If it's not checked, nobody calls you. You just get an email, and then you can book your meeting on a classical way. Yeah. But it's kind of convenient.
Did you already get feedback on how people are feeling talking to the AI?
Yeah, so the thing is, in the beginning, they are a bit, so if you have never talked to such an AI agent, it sounds not perfectly natural and it's a bit weird. But actually, they find the experience pretty good. And what we also can do, even don't know if you heard it, so it's presenting itself as an AI agent. So it's not saying, hey, I'm Sebastian. So it says, I'm your AI account executive. So we make it clear that this is not a human which is talking to you.
I think it's a big difference. If the caller is from Pimcore, for sure the people who entered their address and name, they have some connection and they know about the Pimcore stuff. And if the caller is from Pimcore, then they are more happy than when probably the local kitchen store would call them with some AI stuff that they would not think that they would not accept.
Yeah.
Expect that.
Yeah, even so, we don't do cold calls. Yeah, it's like you deliberately enter your phone number here. So it's not that we just call anyone and say, here, do you want to buy Pimcore?
We should go on with the next steps because I guess there's coming more, right?
Yeah, sure. There's coming more. This is just the beginning. Yeah.
Sorry, I can ask you afterwards.
Yeah, we can do.
Not technical person,
Yeah.
the others here. And it makes sense.
Yeah. So what happens in parallel then? Yeah. Why all these agents or this voice agent is trying to schedule a meeting with you? You have this nice little platform which is a bit slow when I'm in Asia, but then usually the lead should pop up here. Let's wait a few seconds. Hopefully it's not the demo effect I'm seeing here.
So everything we saw or heard until now, you did with Pimcore?
No, this has nothing to do with Pimcore. This is 100% pure Python. Yeah, this is the front end is built with Reflex, so just for this demo purposes. But I don't know why my database connection is currently not popping up. So let's. Usually I don't have problems with that, but. Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah. Yeah, this is now bad timing, my friends. Okay. Let's see. Just a minute. Sometimes.
There you go.
Yeah, here we go. So sometimes, I don't know, this is a reflex bug. Sorry for that. So you see, Christian just filled out my form and he is popping up here in my lead section. I have to say, yes, we are running a CRM system, which is called HubSpot, but the functionality we are dealing with here are not in HubSpot. So that's why we built it. But so then I can go to my lead So this is still, I run this before, but you see, this is the basic data he or she entered. And then comes the human in the loop approach. I need to approve the basic information about Christian. So my agent found a LinkedIn profile, which is Christian, and the company he works for and his job title. But it could be the case that there's more than one Christian out there, so he finds the wrong one. So I can give him the correct LinkedIn URL, because agents are not perfect. But actually, we can check it out. So this that's the right Christian. So when I say, okay, this is cool, so let's go. You see, and then the agent is going forward and creates me a personal dossier about the individual, so about Christian, and collects everything he finds on LinkedIn and on the internet, and gives me a perfectly fine dossier. So this takes usually a bit of time.
Pimcore is creating all the information.
Pimcore is not creating the information, but I have separate agents which have no...
Scraping the websites.
Yeah, stuff like that, searching the internet, and so a bit of magic in the background. Yeah?
The LinkedIn profile has to be public.
Yes, sure. So there's not breaking any DSG or GDPR laws or anything. Yeah? This is all public information. So there's no... I know there are tools out there who do it differently, but let's see. Yeah, it should be done. Still in progress. It takes a bit of time usually, but usually they are not time sensitive.
With public, I meant that they are visible to Google too, for example. So that's what I meant.
Yeah, so LinkedIn is a bit of...
You have this switch, where you say it's only visible in LinkedIn and not in the internet.
Yeah. But so now you see, my agent profile created me a profile. Nice. Yeah, so it's all there. Don't take any junior consultants or any junior salespeople to compile all of these information. So it's not perfect. There might be some failure in it, but you find something there, all of his background linked to, and you also have the sources for verification. So where all this information comes from. Yeah? We don't go through that in detail. If I like it, I hit the approve button. If I miss something, I go to redo and give the LLM more context. I can say, can you please research a bit more detail about whatever? I don't need to show you that. So I go on, I hit approve. Okay, cool. So it takes a bit of time. And then he runs the same for the company Bullthaupt and gives me all of the information about the company. Yeah? So let's see. We stand here. Usually it's a bit of time. You see my workflow is running. So that's the magic which runs in the background. So here we go. I have a dossier about the company, in which industry it operates, what is the company size, what is its revenue. So there our salesperson can then make the transfer and say, okay, this might be a relevant client, so it's not that small, might be good. Okay, where they are located, what is the competitor landscape, and this is pretty good actually. So Simatic and Bofi. So these are like these premium kitchen manufacturers. So it's not bad, but we needed quite some tweaking to get it there. So it's not that easy, but yeah. And you get some strategic insights, which challenges the company might have, and then some recent news and yeah, where it gets all the information from. I don't know why the button is currently not working, but let's see.
As a user, can I adapt this prompt for collecting the information?
Yeah. So and that's maybe that's on our roadmap. For now, it's not adaptable that you can change the prompts, but in the future you will be able to change this. Yeah. So, but then the process continues in a way that we do the same then also for the whole industry. I'm sorry for that, but in Vietnam, so server is a bit bit laggy.
No, what I love about the last few days we've been speaking about, the 80-20 and, focusing on the 80 as opposed to focusing on the 20. And that's exactly what you do here, right? It's not going to be 100% every time. I'm sure sometimes it doesn't matter personally or company, but if it finds the 80, that's amazing, right?
Yeah, but I mean, when you work in sales, how many of your junior salespeople do this research, really do it? And if they do it, they need a day or so. And this needs to be 5 minutes, more like waiting. Yeah? And then you have all this information like on one sheet of paper. So let's see. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't continue, but I can show you because I preferred it already for the same guy somewhere back then, or we take somebody different. Doesn't matter. Different person. Actually, that's a friend of mine I know I studied with, so I checked if this works with him. Same procedure. So I have the company dossier, so he works in the aerospace and defense industry. Actually, then you get all the industry insights in the same fashion, but not just about the company, but then you get a better picture about the aerospace and defense industry, which is also important for doing sales. And what it then does is, based on all the information, plus the information I hopefully have from our contact form, you see this message box where somebody says, I have so many products to manage. It creates me a sample agenda how I can structure my 30 minutes sales call. Yeah, this is pretty good. And I have to see if that works here. But also what it does is, in the background, our agents know all our case studies we previously did. So it automatically searches fitting case studies I can send to the client. So nobody has to look up, what is a good case study for this engagement? It will be done automatically. Yeah? And also you see here, because I finished this call as well, when is my sales call scheduled? So it's happening, or this one happened already with the time zone. And that all my researches are finished, so everything is green. And what I did here is, during the sales call, I can make notes, so like in the bullet point style. Products to manage, and so on and so forth. And then we send that to the AI, combine it with all the information from above, and then you get like a really nice summarization of your meeting, including the challenges, maybe strategic opportunities, and also the follow-up tasks. Because what you usually are doing in these calls is asking the clients about their pain points and what problems they want to solve. So the usual stuff. Yeah.
And you said it knows all of your case studies, so did you upload them to the LLM in this case, or
yeah? So there's
into your HubSpot and you keep them there? How do you do that?
It's a vector database behind it, and we put it all in information, and then so.
What's the name of the AI agent you are talking about, or you are using, or you connected? The name, the company, the tool, the AI agent tool you're using? It's about the application, I think. Or you said it's not your own AI agent you're developing.
No, these are our own agent. This is pure.
Your own agent. Okay.
These are the black tool you just saw. This is just a scheduler. This has nothing to do with AI, but we built our own system. Third party is we're using different LLMs like OpenAI, we're using Hugging Face, and we're using some kind of special search engine. So different LLM and tools, but the agents we build on our own. Yeah?
Can I access probably the transcription of some voice over IP code?
Yes, the agent automatically does some transcription if you want to.
Your agent does it too.
Yeah.
So it needs to be sort of connected to my phone system.
No, you send
So-
a recording.
Yeah, so the call is happening, it makes a recording and a transcription, and then it sends it to us. Yeah.
How long are you working on this already?
We worked on that for 6 weeks. Yeah.
Nice.
So all I want to say with that, yes, it's not perfect, it's MVP state, but we will introduce it internally very soon, and then we get the feedback, and then we develop it. But it's not magic. You just, you have to know how to do it, but it's not crazy that you need months or years to build something like that. Yeah.
You mentioned earlier using HubSpot as your CRM. Do you link the two somewhere, or?
So the two systems are not yet connected, but usually what happens is on our website, the form, data goes into HubSpot, then we want to send the data to our system, and then what comes out of here back to HubSpot. This would be the final case, but so we focus on implementing the functionality first. Yeah?
Your plan is for your own sales team to manage it or to present this information to your partners?
For now, it's only an internal tool. Yes, this could be a use case in the future, but then we have to make it more perfect.
Will this be part of Pimcore?
As part of the Pimcore system, not likely to be. Yeah.
There's other AI on Pimcore.
There is
Platform itself.
the platform. That's a completely different product, so it's completely separate. Huh? Okay, so there's one more thing I like to show you, but I have to say it's not perfect yet. But what I mentioned in the beginning, that we want to build these outstanding demo experiences. Yeah, so that we have can present the customer when we have a demo call, which has already the data and the data structure of the client in the system. So we don't present some artificial data and say, yeah, you can do this, you can do that, but he sees, oh, there's already my data, and hopefully he wants to start directly after that, because usually only when you do big pitches for big corporates, you take the effort, you build this really customized demos. You have to know with Pimcore, it's a bit complicated because Pimcore has no predefined data model. So you really start with on a blank sheet of paper, usually with new clients, and say, okay, now we need some workshops to define your data model. And you sit down there and you have to get it into the system. And then it's quite complicated to deploy such a system. So it's coming from an open source background, so it's a pretty technical thing. And we built something which is a demo builder. Oh, wrong browser, so I need to go back here. But I want to check one more thing. There you see, this is the lead I entered. He also updated now the industry, which is not correct in this case. Sometimes it makes, still failures, but yeah, that's okay. So we built something which is our so-called demo builder. So what it can do for the moment, you can enter a web shop URL. It goes there, scrapes all the data from it, and builds automatically a Pimcore data model, and then boots up a Pimcore system with the data already in place. Yeah. In future, it should be possible to add CSV and Excel, whatever data source you have, and then you spin up a Pimcore environment, which already has the customer data in it. So let's see if it works. But I want to try it with the very simple commerce shop. So I like coffee, so I choose a coffee shop. actually one of my favorite roasteries, if you like coffee. So all the products are basically on one page. And then you put in the URL, and then you say, launch data extractor. And now this actually takes a few minutes. That's why I don't want to bore you with waiting, but I prepared the environment for that. But what you then get is, what you see here, there you see Neues Schwarz. This is the URL of the shop I just entered, so that you see that I don't tell you something artificial. So what's happening in the background is very high level. Several agents go there, they extract the data, do some magic, bring it into the form Pimcore needs. Then they make a pull request to GitHub, a new branch is created, and then a new environment is spin up on our Pimcore pass environment with the data in it. So let's see if that still works. You see the workflows are still running to extract my data, so wow, is it fast? Crazy. No.
Do you have clients in Asia?
Yeah, some, but not on our path. Yeah, I don't know why it's so slow at the moment, to be honest.
But we are the Pimcore partner in Asia, so if you want to speak.
Yeah, so to be actually, so this is based on Amazon platform SH, so you can pick a region, but usually we don't run that, or it's quite fresh.
So when you kicked off this project in the company,
yeah,
that's an investment, blah, blah, blah. You did this as a kind of just fun thing to try out, or kind of very focused with the purpose to say, here's a problem we need to solve, let's throw AI at it?
Yes, so the very reason is that we believe that not in 2 years' time, but in the near future, this like software project delivery business will look completely different. And it will go into that direction. And I'm very sorry that I don't know why it is not working at the moment, but you have to see we built that up in 6 weeks' time. Yes, it's not perfect, and this is only working for like small projects. So the clients we have in mind are these ones like, I don't know, they build backpacks and very simple products. They don't have a PIM system for the moment. They don't expect a system which is perfect, but they want to start fast. They have a pain and this needs to be solved right now. And there we can go with that and deliver a first start of a project in a very short amount of time, maybe in 2-3 weeks. Yes, you launch that, then you make a few adjustments and then the client can start.
What are the common pains that they have?
Yeah, so they manage their data in multiple Excel sheets. They have duplicate data. They have no central place where they store their data. Then they have suppliers. They need that. So they have no proper data management in place. This is the usual pain point of these clients. So we are getting there, finally.
There are a few of the ERPs where you can have all the data.
Sorry?
There are a few of the ERPs available in the market where you put all the data.
Yeah, but so ERPs are not designed to hold product data, actually. Yeah. So often companies have their product data in the ERP system, but usually they, at some point, reach then a wall where they can't continue, if it's getting more complicated. Because usually in an ERP, you can't store assets, right? So pictures, videos, these have no place in the ERP. Yeah? In the ERP, you have usually, or should have, the basic product data, so like SKUs, maybe prices, financial information, that's it. but all information related to the product, descriptions, anything, assets, should be in a separate database. So let's see. My product data. Okay. You see, I have some entries, but that's what I meant. We are still working on it, so it's not perfect, so let's see. But you see these taste notes, Himbeere, gelbe Pflaume, Ahornsirup. So usually what you want to see is that you have a proper, nice product data tree, so with the category, the subcategory, and the product name. This is the next step we are doing. We just want to prove, okay, this works. We get the data in it and don't need to do anything. So there's no manual work involved. It doesn't look pretty for the moment, but we can show, okay, that works. I don't know. Let's see if the data extractor finished here. Yeah, you see, this is the response I'm getting after I launched my product data, and then you can have this a bit more in a, you see. You get all those fields, then the description, so, and all the information from the product automatically scraped, including the images and assets. So everything is there. A lot of information you don't need, but when we do the import, we get rid of all of this, this information. And this is actually pretty handy, because you know that a lot of companies, when you ask them, oh, do you have a proper interface or API where I can get your product data from? Then here you have 10 Excel sheets and whatever. And so this is a much faster way to do so. Yeah? And then, as I said, in the background, different other agents are starting to run, making this pull request. And then in the background, this environment is spinned up. So we probably will take 1-2 more weeks. And then you get the perfect product structure in the system. And then you can make a customer demo. And he sees, or she sees, its actual data in it, which is a completely different experience, at least from my point of view. Yeah? So this is pretty much where we are at. As you can see, we are working already on a few different other features. So the idea is usually when you win a client, often he sends you all kinds of data, PDF files, Excel sheets, whatever. You can put everything in there, upload it. It creates a vector storage. You can ask all the questions you have about the client data and stuff, which is pretty handy when you then actually start delivering a project. So this is then maybe an option for us to provide this tool when it's ready to our partners, because then they can use this as well. Yeah. So getting back to my presentation to wrap it up. So what did I present it? So hopefully I gave you reason to believe that this AI thing is the real thing. It's not just a trend which will go away like a blockchain or something. So it's really a technological way from my point of view. So you should take action. Yeah. So this is there now. So get into it and start doing something, because you can't stop the wave. Yeah. It started to roll, and you can't stop it. These autonomous agents I just show you are, from my point of view, at least a huge potential. And what I show you is like, on the degree of autonomy, not very far, but this will go into the direction where we need less and less human intervention, which might lead to risk, but I still see it as a huge opportunity. Okay, I'm biased, I work with it. And yeah, be creative. Use that as an inspiration, and I'm sure you can build something which helps your business. Yeah, that's it from my end. I talked enough for today, and thank you for listening. And yeah.